Hello and welcome back to this pretty dead channel now. I haven't uploaded in about 2 years, but loads of people have been telling me to make videos about this electric longboard, and that's what I'm going to do today. So please ignore the rudimentary deck. My friend broke it about a week ago when he was having a bit of a play on it, trying to show off of course, and I just had to bolt this on until stores open and I can get some more stuff in. So right now this thing goes about 35 miles an hour. Has a range of about 20 miles. I haven't tested that thoroughly. I've just been going flat out all the time and not really caring about range. Don't have to travel too far. And it's pretty insane. The acceleration on it, you can barely stand on it. So let's have a quick look at it. So this battery pack is made out of 18 650 cells, 48 of them. 12 in series, 4 in parallel, so that means I get about 50 volts and up to 80 amps out of it continuous. That's about 4 kilowatts. It's a lot of power and it's just overkill. I've got about 444 watt hours in this, so that gives a theoretical range of about, like I said, 22 miles. So it's insane, but it's what I want. It cost me about £120 including shipping and tax to put it all together, which is much cheaper than you'd be able to get anywhere else, especially pre-mades. They cost about £300 for this sort of setup, and even then you won't be able to get 80 amps out of those. You'll probably only get about 40 to 60. So this is the best option for me, even though it took about 10 hours of time to put together. Right now I've got 3 BMSs that I have to use, one for each 4 series pack. That's just because the 12S right here, it doesn't work, it shorts 2 batteries out and I need to send it back. So until I've got that, that's what I'm stuck with. Right now it takes about 5 to 6 hours to charge, just because I have to keep swapping the packs around. But once I get that sorted, I can probably get about 4 hours of charge, and that'll get me 20 miles. So right here we have the underside of the board. We've just got caliper trucks on both sides. The mount for the motor just here. So this is a 4 kilowatt motor. It pushes out a lot of torque. It'll do up to 95 amps of continuous power, which you can't even stand at that speed, and I never push it that hard. It's just there, so it's nice and cool. I'm not really pushing the motor at all. So in here we've got the switch and the controller for the board. The controller is rated for 50 amps continuous and up to 13S, so that's 54 volts. I don't push it to 54 just because I don't have the cells for it, but everything works with it and it's all pretty cool. Receiver of course is in here, and I've also got a Bluetooth dongle on it, so I can connect to my phone, view all the stats, change settings all in an instant. It's quite useful, especially when you're out for a long day. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to power up the top of a hill. I'll try and get you some footage on the way, and we'll see how it does getting up there. It's about 100-200 meters elevation climb, so it's going to be quite hard for the board, especially with this small heatsink on it, but we'll see how it does. So as you can hear, it makes quite a racket, just because these roads are awful. But standing on it now, it's going quite smoothly. Only doing about 7 or 8 miles an hour, but so that's the hill we have to get up here. Not steep on video, but it really is. Cars struggle to get up here even, so it's quite a challenge for this board. It does it quite well though. Sorry about the wind noise. No real issues. You can tell it's overheating because it's slowing down a bit. I've got a feature set on the desk which allows it to cut down the power a bit if it's getting a bit warm. I'll show you the app when I get up to the top here, but it's quite useful. I've just got to the top of more. There's no ground around here that's any higher than this. But if you've quite a flat road going down there, I'm just going to show you what this board can actually do. I have to wear this helmet because it goes about 34 mile an hour when I'm really going for it. So I just want to be safe, especially with lockdown and strain on my NHS right now. So I'm just going to go up and down this road, and you can see for yourself how fast it is. It's going to start just here so you can actually see the acceleration. So I can just stand on it, let it go a bit, and then accelerate up. Right, so as you can see, this board really is fast, even compared to normal traffic, which is travelling about 50 mile an hour on this road. It doesn't really have any issue keeping up. So I'm accelerating here, down there, probably got to about 30 mile an hour in just a few seconds, which you really have to be prepared for on this thing, especially with this awful deck and stuff like that. If you do buy an e-skate, wear a helmet. It does get dangerous. I fell the other day. Look away if you don't want to see blood now. Blood. So that's what I did to my knee. So just watch yourself. So I'm just in the vest gap here. I'm just going to scan for my board. Here we are. Connect to it. You get all the data about it just here. It's quite useful. Sorry if you can hear cars going by. I'm still up the top of the moors. So you see the battery voltage, temperatures of everything. So temperature of the MOSFET's a bit high, my motor sensor's a bit broken, so we'll have to sort that out a bit later. Down here we can see how much battery I've used up. So in about 1.6 miles of going straight uphill, I've used about 20% of the battery, which isn't great, but it really is a steep gradient and you struggle to get much more out of that. You've got different profiles here, so if you want to start somebody off on the board so that they're not going to hurt themselves or anything like that, you set it to a low acceleration, low brake, and so they're not flying off, limit the speed as well. This is the legal setting. I'm hoping that when scooters and other electric vehicles become legal in the UK, I'll have to use this. It's not great because this board can do 35 mile an hour when it's unlimited, but if that's what it means to stay legal, that's what I'll have to use. And of course I've got top speed here. It's set to 50 mile an hour, so I don't hit that top, but that's how I've got it set. So you can do all sorts of settings here, completely reconfigure the motor. I won't bore you with the details, but it is quite useful to have. And yeah. So I've just got into Baildon. It was about 1.5 miles since you last saw me, going up and down that strip up there. And I've just reviewed the footage. It doesn't look very fast, but it is fast. If you compare it to the cars that were going by, it looks to be plenty of speed. So just take that into consideration. This board does get a bit wobbly at high speeds, but I think that's just due to the low quality MDF. I'm going to have to swap that out soon, maybe get an oak set. That'd be quite nice. It'd be especially nice for going high speed, so your foot's not wobbling about. But apart from that, it's a solid beast and get me just about anywhere. So just to show you how nice and smooth it is on a nice road like this. This is fresh. It's quite nice. Get up to speed quite quickly on it. It's got a slight downhill. Manageable. I've got 90mm wheels on here, so it's not too bad overall. I'm going about 25 mile an hour down here. it's pretty insane, especially with the brakes. So how fast I came to a stop there. I'll show you just down here. So really go for it. Just put the brakes on like that. Actually, the wheel locked up there, which isn't great because I'm flat spotting my wheels, but it really shows how much braking power this thing has. So I've just come back from a ride, done about 6 miles now, which is quite good for this board. You could probably, like I said, could probably push to about 20 miles. Pulled about 180 watt hours out of this board, which is nowhere near half the battery capacity. Could go much further. Like I said, 22 miles, but that's the test for a future video. If this video does gain traction, I'll do a complete rebuild of this, show it how it all goes together, how you can make your own at home. I'll even show you how the battery goes together. It's quite a complex process, it takes a few hours, but if you're willing to do it, it's a massive cost saving measure, and it's quite good. But yeah, I'll swap this deck out and I'll do a video on it, and I hope you'll enjoy that. Hope you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe.